Mystic Theurges are magic users who merge their spells from different sources, typically from the arcane and the divine. They break away from the traditional focus on one type of magic and delve into both, seeking a deeper understanding of it. This versatility allows them to be adaptable and fill multiple roles in a party, like healing, buffing allies, and attacking enemies. Hello guys, Genuine here of Genuine Gaming, and here is my Mystic Theurge build for Baldur's Gate 3. This is not the same as the Mystic Theurge Prestige class of the Pathfinder game, but rather a build inspired by it. I play this on Honor mode and use it on Gale. If you find this video helpful, do not forget to like, and for more Baldur's Gate 3 videos, subscribe to the channel. Overview. Unlike most spellcasters who focus on one magic source, Mystic Theurges draw power from both the arcane and the divine sources. The main idea of this build is to have access to a wider range of spells. They can cast spells from both arcane and divine lists as they level up. This would allow them to be flexible, filling multiple magic roles in the party, offense, defense, and dealing damage. They might not be able to cast higher level spells, but they can always upcast lower level spells to make it more relevant to situations and difficulty. I gave this build a mixed class of Wizard, Cleric, and Sorcerer. Gear and equipment. The equipment of our Mystic Theurges is very straightforward, that is to make their spells very potent and as much as possible get a lot of additional effects from a single spell. The Weave Gear Set. Hood of the Weave, Cloak of the Weave, and Robe of the Weave increases the spell save DC and spell attack rolls of their spells. We can get these gears by purchasing it from Mystic Carrion in Philgrave's Mansion, by buying it from Helsik at the Devil's Fee once her special stock is unlocked, and by looting it in Ramazith's Tower respectively. To further increase their spell save DC, the Amulet of the Devout will also help. To easily buff our allies, the Hellrider's Pride and the Whispering Promise is a nice gear to have to buff our allies when we heal them. Build. We can use any race we want for this build, but for the sake of this video, we are going to use the human race for that extra skill. At first level, we are going for the Wizard class to gain some intelligent-based skills. But if you prefer to gain the proficiency of Constitution saving throw in order not to lose easily your concentration spells, you can go for the Sorcerer class. Going back to the Wizard class, we get Arcane Recovery. Once per day out of combat, we can recover expended spell slots. For our cantrips, we choose Shocking Grasp for melee attacks, Firebolt for range attacks, and Blade Ward for protection. As for the spells, we can choose whatever we want. Anyway, we can learn those spells later in the game for having a Wizard class. For our background, we're going to use Sage to gain proficiency in Arcana and History. For our abilities, we make our Dexterity 12, Constitution 14, Intelligence 16, Wisdom 16, and Charisma 8. Take note that our Charisma point is low. We should keep this in mind when choosing Sorcerer spells. For our skill proficiencies, we choose History and Religion. At character level 2, we get to choose a magic school for our subclass. Since we are only going to get 2 levels of Wizard class, I suggest that we get the Evocation School of Magic, so that we won't worry about casting an Area of Effect spell and hitting our allies with it. At character level 3, we go for the Cleric class so that we can now have access to some divine spells. I suggest getting the Life Domain. As a level 1 Life Domain Cleric, we get Cure Wounds and Bless for our domain spells. For our deity, we can choose any. By this time, we can learn level 2 Wizard spells. At character level 4, we remain in the Cleric class. We now learn how to turn undead by using the Channel Divinity action. As a Life Domain Cleric, we also learn the ability called Preserve Life. With Channel Divinity Charge, we can heal our allies 3 times the character level of hit points. At character level 5, we now jump to our 3rd class, the Sorcerer. We can choose any subclass we want. Draconic Bloodline with White Dragon Ancestry is a good choice because of the armor of Agatha's spell. We can also choose the Storm Sorcerer spell so that we can use a bonus action to fly every time we cast a level 1 spell and above. If we want to be wild with our magic, Wild Magic is another good choice to add flavor to the build. Just a bit of a reminder for our ability score. Our charisma is low, so we are going to be picky with our sorcerer spells. We are going to choose spells that do not need a spell save DC or spell attack roll. As a level 1 sorcerer, we can choose any cantrip. I suggest getting the light spell to prepare us for Act 2. For the spells, we choose Shield and Magic Missile. We can now learn level 3 wizard spells like Fireball, Lightning, and Haste. At character level 6, we get 2 sorcery points to use meta magic or gain spell slots. For the meta magic, we choose Twin Spell and Distance Spell. For our spell, we choose Sleep. But if you choose a subclass aside from Draconic Bloodline, choose Mage Armor. At character level 7, we get to choose another meta magic. We are going to choose Quicken Spell. This would help us utilize our action economy as we can now cast spell with bonus action by spending sorcery points in a single turn. For our spell, we choose Enhance Ability. We can now learn level 4 wizard spells like Greater Invisibility, Dimension Door, and Ice Storm. At character level 8, we get to the last level of our sorcerer class. As a level 4 sorcerer, we get to choose a feat. We increase our intelligence by 2, making it 18. This would make our wizard spells and our arcane spells more potent and at the same time increase the number of prepared wizard spells. With 18 intelligence and having level 2 wizard class, we can prepare up to 6 wizard spells. At character level 9, we go back to the cleric class. As a level 3 cleric, we can now cast level 2 cleric spells. We also get Aid and Lesser Restoration as our domain spells. We can now learn level 5 wizard spells like Cloud Kill, Cone of Cold, and Hold Monster. At character level 10, we gain a feat as a level 4 cleric. We increase our wisdom by 2, making it 18. At character level 11, we gain the ability called Destroy Undead, which is an improvement of the Turn Undead. When we turn undead, the undead also takes 4d6 of radiant damage. We can cast level 3 cleric spells. We gain Revivify and Beacon of Hope for our domain spells. We can now learn level 6 wizard spells like Chain Lightning and Globe of Invulnerability. At character level 12, we get another charge of our Channel Divinity, making it 2 charges. We also get the Blessed Healer ability as a life domain cleric. Healing others would also heal our Mystic THEURGE. Gameplay. The best thing I like about my Mystic THEURGE build is that I can have my healer, buffer, controller, and damage spellcaster in just one character. Another thing I like about this build is that they are a full spellcaster build. It would mean that in Baldur's Gate 3, they can cast with level 6 spell slot. The downside of the Mystic THEURGEs is that their prepared spells are pretty much limited. Also, their sorcery points are limited. That would mean we have to be extra careful of what spell to prepare to be effective in combat and when to use our sorcery points to conserve it. Other than that, they are pretty much powerful to play with as a caster, as we have access to both arcane and divine spells. So that's my Mystic THEURGE build for Baldur's Gate 3. If you want a different kind of spellcaster build, check out Scarlet Witch build, which is inspired by the same name in the Marvel Comics. A spellcaster that specializes in chaos magic. See you in the video. Ciao!